Kazakhstan marks the Homeland Defenders Day on May 7th. 27 years ago on this day, the first president of Kazakhstan signed a decree on the establishment of Kazakhstan's National Armed Forces. Over the years, the Army of Kazakhstan has enhanced their potential and proved their effectiveness. Currently, there are many young people who are interested to join the army. 200 young recruits arrived in Mangistau region to serve in the Border Guard Service of Kazakhstan's National Security Committee. As part of their training, the newcomers observed the arrests of border violators and participated in an experimental search for narcotic drugs.
We
are ready to improve ourselves and serve on warships and warfare crafts in order to fulfill our duties to the country in good faith and protect the borders of Kazakhstan courageously and bravely. After the training, the recruits will serve at border outposts and command posts. They will be on watch on Coast Guard ships as well. Their term of service is 1 year and they will serve until the next spring. About 50 school students participated in the military experiment together with the army conscripts. The students also examined the military hardware and learned more about the military weapons used by the Border Guard Service. The military officers also demonstrated to the students the diving gear used by military divers. It was a very interesting experience and we liked it. The military service is special as it involves patriotism and I love my country. I thought about pursuing a military career. I am planning to enter the Naval Academy or to become a military doctor, but I have not made the final decision yet. The 2019 military strength ranking results showed that the Army of Kazakhstan continues to be sustainably developed. The Kazakhstan Armed Forces were ranked 54th among 137 countries in the list of the military strength ranking. Kazakhstan is enhancing its border control operations at the Caspian Sea. The country's Border Guard Service obtained a new warship, Nur Sultan. The warship was built in Uralsk by a manufacturing plant which has 13 years of experience. The ship is its 30th warship. Its weight is 240 tons and length about 42 meters. The warship can move at 55 km speed per hour and can withstand the storm scale of up to 5. It has a water distillation unit and special equipment to protect and fight underwater attacks. The warship is capable of inspecting the underwater environment and applying the counter-sabotage equipment. In the event of a threat, the ship can also attack the enemy at a distance of up to 5 kilometers. In these cases, we use weapons. The upgraded warship is of high quality and is capable of competing with the similar ships made abroad. The manufacturer will continue improving the ship's technical performance. As part of the Industrial and Innovative Development Program, the plant receives the government's full support. In particular, the enterprise exercises the state procurement orders as a result of the plant's upgrading. We are planning to continue expanding and improving the plant's production operations, as well as to construct larger ships and manufacture competitive output. According to the director of the Border Guard Service, their next project is Kemengir, which is a ship with a displacement tonnage of about 550 tons. We said that we are ready to execute the state procurement order. Meanwhile, 1,800 kilometers of maritime borders in Kazakhstan are protected by Kazakhstan-made ships, and we are proud that we manufacture important products. Kazakhstan's Border Guard Service is planning to continue cooperating with the shipbuilding plant. At the moment, the Coast Guard requires a basing system and floating harbors for their ships. Kazakh engineers developed a unique application based on the principles of artificial intelligence and data processing techniques. The program is capable of performing a biometric analysis as well as processing photographs, texts, and symbols. The software enters the data automatically in the documents. The startup has been adapted in the Kazakh Silicon Valley and sparked interest among business people.
Первая технология – это распознавание документов.
The first technology is the recognition of identification documents as well as other paperwork, including financial sheets that the company uses on a daily basis. The second technology is facial recognition. Here we have a regular web camera, which is not expensive, and there is the second web camera. There is also a computer with a screen right behind the stand. According to the developers, the simple components allowed making the project much cheaper compared to the foreign equivalents, whereas the application can be used in many sectors. The devices may be useful in public service offices, government agencies, and other institutions visited by large amount of people.
Біздің компанияның негізгі айналысатын саласы ол бизнес процесстерді автоматтандыру және оңайлату. Осы бизнес процесстерді
The main field of our company's operation is the sector of automation and facilitation of business processes. Therefore, we use modern developments based on artificial intelligence. The most difficult part of our work is the sector of computer vision, which allows to receive digital data of the customers with the help of photographs and video. For instance, such developments will be significantly useful for bank officers.
Басқа да сандық мәліметтер алу саласы болып табылады.
Since the beginning of the year, the software's light version has been used in Kazakhstan's telecommunications sector. A communications provider scans their customers' documents with this smart agent. This technology allows us to fill out the cards automatically and quickly. 62% of all our operations are conducted using the tablet. As for the ID card scanning technology, previously, it took us from 3 to 5 minutes to fill in this agreement, and now it takes less than 1 minute. The developers presented the smart products as business project and technical justification for the Tech Garden experts. After 3 months of consultations, the startup has received a grant for the project implementation. The development sparked interest among banking and insurance companies. Experts believe that the Digital Kazakhstan State program will be a driver for new local startups. Central Asia's largest library is located in Tajikistan. The total area of the library is 45,000 square meters. The 9-story building is shaped as an open book, and there are sculptures of well-known Tajik scientists and authors installed at the building's central entrance. There are 28 book depositories containing 10 million books in the library. The library stores 6 million printed copies, including 100,000 digital versions of books. There are digital copies of about 500,000 of research works in the facility. The library offers 25 reading rooms with the capacity of 1,500 people. One of the departments is designed for visually impaired people and is equipped with special equipment. Meanwhile, the collection of foreign literature includes 90,000 books in 42 languages. The library visitors also have access to rare and unique books and ancient manuscripts.
Самая древняя книга – это история Табари, который там рассказывает о появлении человека.
Our oldest book is Tarikh al-Tabari, which tells about the emergence of the humankind. The largest book is the book about Prophet Muhammad. Its weight is 7.5 kilograms. There is also the 700-year-old Quran with gold inscription. The small-sized Quran printed with lithography is placed on the hand and can be read with a magnifier, and its weight is 1.6 grams. We also have an agreement printed on genuine leather, which was discovered in Hisor Fortress in the 12th century.
Купли-продажи на натуральном коже животных найдены в Гисарском крепости в XII веке.
Kyrgyzstan has introduced passports for birds of prey. The passports will be used to regulate the transportation process of the birds' participation in competitions, exhibitions, and other events. Meanwhile, the passport has 5 degrees of protection, which will ensure its safety from being copied or faked. Every falcon, eagle, or hawk in the country will have its own passport.
Был факт пресечения незаконного вывоза 4 соколов.
There was a case of illegal export in 2016. 4 Shaheen falcons were illegally passed through the Manas airport for export. The introduction of passports can prevent the cases of smuggling and transfer of birds of prey. A falcon named Bella has its own passport. It needed the passport fast because the owner needed to prepare for its travel for the next international competition.
Балабан, самка, владелец, и получает этот номер чипа, или вживлен чип.
The chip implanted in every bird is harmless. The number is the same in the passport as well. Personal information of the owner is also provided. There is information about the results of veterinary control. All information is available in 3 languages.
Наши птицы были невыездные.
We left for Saudi Arabia for the first time. To be honest, we are the first in the Commonwealth of Independent States to get passports for birds of prey. In total, there are more than 200 owners of birds of prey in Kyrgyzstan. To date, 29 birds have had their own passports. The Trails of Nomads research expedition has visited an ancient Azerbaijani city of Nakhchivan. The city's magnificent and unique history is linked to the rule of the El Denizids, who originated from Desh-e-Kipchak. The research expedition members discovered many artifacts pertaining to the Kazakh ancestors in Nakhchivan. For instance, there are over 200 stone monuments in the local open-air museum. The scientists also visited the Mominie Khatun mausoleum, which was constructed on the grave of ruler Jahan Pahlavan's mother, representing the El Denizid dynasty. The ancient building is about 830 years old. The mausoleum has preserved its original form up to date.
Денизердің ақырғы сұлтаны Музафар Өзбек Элдениз. Осы арада қаза табады.
The last El Denizid Sultan Muzaffar Uzbek died in this fortress and was buried in the stronghold. Khawarazm Shah's son Jalaluddin came to power in 1225, but he didn't rule for a long time. Hulagu Khan took over the power in the 13th century and has been ruling for almost a year. Jalayir ascended the throne in 1357.
Орыс көп тұрған жоқ. 10-ші ғасырда Хулаугудың әскері келді. Олар сол бір ғасырға тақау уақыт болды. 1357 жылдары Жалайырлар таққа келеді.
Alinja Kala Tower used to be one of the strongest defense facilities in the ancient times. The fortress is located 60 kilometers away from Nakhchivan and was believed to be constructed in the 1st century. The tower served as a protection for sultans who survived multiple sieges. In the 11th to 12th centuries, the local rulers stored treasures here. According to Arabian historians, the Kipchak, the Alban, and the Matai tribes ruled here in the past. The Kazakh ancestors left their trails in the city of Ordubat as well. The local architectural artifacts attract tourists and researchers. The Albans moved here before our era. This place was used as a temple until the 6th to 8th centuries. A refrigerating chamber dating back to about 14th century has been preserved in this locality. In the past, local people used to store ice chunks at the depth of 7 to 8 meters underground in order to freeze food products and medicine during the summer. The research expedition explored the sites in Azerbaijan and set out for a new trip to visit new countries and discover new facts. Kazakh search squad Aliya is heading another expedition to military operations areas during the Great Patriotic War. The volunteers plan to visit the Oleninsky district in Tver region, where the All-Russian Campaign Memory Watch will be organized. Aktyobe resident Artyom Trukhan joined the squad at the age of 12. He participated in the excavation for 4 years in a row.
Первая находка моя была это немецкая мазь.
The first thing that I found was a German ointment. I found it in Crimea in 2015. I was very surprised that it has been preserved and had the same original smell since 80 years ago. When I first found human bones in 2016 in Novgorod, it felt like I witnessed history firsthand.
В Новгороде. Тогда я посмотрел на историю вживую.
The Aliya search squad has a 3-decade history. The volunteers have been to Russia, Ukraine, and Belarus. They've done a lot of search work and found many things, such as the remains of the 3,000 Red Army soldiers, which they reburied and given their names again. 6 years ago, in the Tver region, a memorial plaque was set in memory of those who died in the war.
Қаза тапқандардың сүйектерін алып келіп
I am a member of the expedition. My grandfather went to the front and never returned. I believe that each finding is a tribute and gratitude to our ancestors.
кеткен сол Ленинградский фронт жаққа кеткендер жұрттың ар жағына.
Most of the findings brought from the exhibition will be donated to the Aliyah Museum in Aktobe. There are over 9,000 exhibits in the museum, including the equipment of Kazakh soldiers and their military weapons.
В 2019 году им исполнилось 30 лет, как они занимаются этим делом. Вот. Они каждый год едут в места, которые воевали наши солдаты. Соғыс кезіндегі қару біздің аталарымыздың пайдаланған.
There are weapons that the soldiers used during the war, which were found by the search squad. We are registering these items so that they can be publicly displayed at the museum.
Біз экспонат ретінде осы жерге қойып отырмыз.
122,000 residents of Aktobe region participated in the Great Patriotic War. 36,000 residents out of the total did not return. There are 35 heroes of the Soviet Union in the region, and 9 soldiers were awarded the Order of Glory. Young patriots experience an unforgettable military life. Military servicemen of the Regional West Command in Atrau conducted a military patriotic campaign one day in the life of Kazakh army. School children and university students were introduced to the lifestyle of the military personnel. Samples of military technologies, weapons, military uniforms and military equipment were showcased to the students, whereby many of whom visited the military unit for the first time.
Елбасымыздың жарлығына сәйкес қазіргі таңда жас балдарымыз болашақ.
The younger generation is the future of our state. Currently, the Armed Forces of Kazakhstan Spring Call has been launched. Young people had to go through a medical checkup. The overall goal of all the events, including the open day, is to ingrain the spirit of patriotism, respect for the military profession, and raising the status of the Armed Forces of Kazakhstan.
Мақсаты жалпы жастарымыздың әскери қарулы күштерінің мәртебесін көтеру мақсатында ұйымдастырылған.
For Kokbar player Alexander Pupienka, the game is not just a hobby but a lifestyle. Alexander dedicated his life to Kokbar. His love for horses and the national sport has determined the life of the country's best Kokbar player. He has started playing Kokbar when he was 14. At the age of 16, he played with the capital team. At the age of 20, he became part of Kazakhstan's national team. The athlete says that Kokbar is a sport for true men who are strong-willed with strong spirit. Alexander Pupienka has won at the Asian Games and the World Kokbar Championship. On top of that, he also made it to the finale of the second stage of the 100 New Faces of Kazakhstan project. I can't live without Kokbar. I've got some injuries. There are 2 seasons and the finale. Then a couple of months later, I start missing horses. I come back to the racetrack and prepare the horses. The common game of nomads is becoming increasingly popular both among European nations and the young Kazakhs. Alexander has coached the youth team of Aktau for many years. Today, he aspires that the ancient equestrian sports will be revived and promoted on the international level.
Можно сказать, сейчас молодежь наступает на пятки уже. Один лучше другого. Мне считаю, что хотелось, чтобы
the youth are very good at the sport. I wish there would be an indoor hippodrome like the building of Baris Arena, a bicycle track and a football arena so people could play Kokbar all year round. It would be great to build a racetrack where tournaments will be organized with teams of other countries.
Приглашали разные страны, чтобы приезжали, почаще проходили турниры.
Alexander Pupienka believes that the Kazakh national team will successfully represent Kazakhstan at the first Asian Youth Championship, which will take place in Almaty in May.